Alright, let's try to get this right on track. I'm currently now at episode 6 of Invincible. And right now, it's been an insane roller coaster ride. And I've heard the complaints around the community, majority having high expectations over the third season because this is when the build up to like the major arcs, the two major arcs of the Invincible comic series, involving the Invincible arc and sooner or later over the prison break from the previous episodes involving Battle Beast, Alan the Alien, and Nolan. That it's the Viltrumite War involving the coalition of planets. So a lot of plot lines correlate here involving Scott, that's currently that used to work for the government, the GDF, and now he is a full-fledged, deluded, overly grieving supervillain that wrongfully used his power. They emulated what he did in the comic books. He accidentally killed his family knowing that he couldn't hurt an Invincible using his kinetic electricity. But it's more sympathetic in a way, where obviously he can't conduct his mentality a different way, that I felt like, brother, all you had to do was interrogate him. You tried to call him out and then make a full-fledged dangerous attempt at trying to attack him, to let him answer for his crimes when he has full video of him literally fighting off his father, getting strangled in the neck and punched around Chicago, with a bunch of people dying in the process involving his niece and sister. He has no control over that. So didn't Invincible, knowing that the last time you heard about the guy, he had his ass beat in a cliff while his father left in another planet. And yet you villainize the guy because you overly grieved? And then the end of the episode, he ends up with his family. Now everybody's gone. With now Mark being target number one, priority number one for this nigga. I do not care about this guy. By the way, voice acted by Aaron Paul. You guys probably know him from the Breaking Bad series. I think he also had his own spin-off. Jesse, more recognizable. I think he's either doing a great animated voice, but if you want a screechy, whining bitch that takes punishment, that he possibly took a lot of hits with that sledgehammer, by the way, Triple H style, because it's like the Black Panther suit where you give him kinetic energy, he can exert it back tenfold. That's why he was able to give damage until like Invincible had to like overwhelm him, giving him so much power that he overflowed, and he ended up like exerting himself in the process. With Mark technically in the right here, not like how Adam Eve was trying to conduct themselves. They were moving too fast. Like majority of the series has Adam, Eve, and Mark full-fledgedly, openly now have a relationship after stuff with Amber didn't work out and her life was nearly in danger. I think they kind of switched roles, how they kind of worked. Instead of Debbie, it was Amber that's life was in danger. And it ended up with now trying to get their own place, building money for themselves, knowing Mark can be a college student and stuff with some of the heroes couldn't work out. We also got built up more into Rudy and Monster Girl's relationship, where now she's making the famous belt to stop her from aging whenever she turns into a monster. That's what happens when she gets younger. And built up over now, like I'm shocked how much they even tried to build up Rexplode. Getting in a relationship with Shrinking Ray, that she's trying to actually quit being a hero while still having genuine feelings, knowing that their life is going to be on the line. Nigga lost his hand, and he almost lost his head and getting shot point blank, and still survived and killed the Lizard League. Like, this shit's dangerous. For real, for real. But somehow, Rex, even knowing his reputation, guy who cheated on Adam Eve, fuck Duplicate, now he gets Shrinking Ray. Nigga can't even miss, except a bullet to the brain. And then we end up with the after credit scene of Angstrom Levy going to different dimensions, because that's his ability of getting different Invincibles to start the assault on the planet, trying to manipulate the different Invincibles of world domination to destroy Mark, and then we get everybody. But I think if like you're a nerd and you like no Image Comics, because that's the comic that Invincible comes from. Like if you heard of Spawn before, same people. And some of those people used to be former designers for Marvel Comics back in the 90s. And now we'll possibly have one of the biggest arcs, like major deaths, a lot of gruesome violence. I don't know if it's going to be in the latter end, knowing I think we have like 2 final episodes remaining that were already pre-scheduled. That I don't know if this is going to involve until season 4. And I think I had fun more with episode 5, when you got to fight the dragon with you get to fight a dragon and Multi-Paul break out of prison with Adam Eve helping with Mark. Then dealing with this whining bitch for the last 30 minutes, 40 minutes. Kill his own family and his own mental because of his over grieving, misunderstanding Mark and not even talking things out. Now I understand that's a narrative involving it, but I just feel like I don't want to go back to this character. His powers would be cool, but it's like the most unnecessary shit. But we know like the final 2 episodes that are going to air, that are going to upload around like, that are scheduled for March 5th and then the 12th, because this is weekly, so they don't press that amount of binge, so you don't lose traction with the show, that I actually like, instead of what Netflix does with majority of their content, even though they're trying to go to more weekly content, because their animated series like Secret Leveling has been doing good numbers lately. And I know they had the Dan Dan anime that came out, that hopefully this could be good build-up for the Invincible War. That you get to see a lot of characters that I don't want to spoil around the comic books, because I read this before season 1 came out, just so I can get a catch up and I get to know what I'm looking for, and is this show worth watching. That it is. It has some crazy character depth. So I'd rate like a 7 out of 10 for episode 6. I recommend you watch the last 2 episodes that were You Were My Hero, and of course this was supposed to be easy. That involve a bit more depth, a lot more change involving Oliver, what happens to Mark and his life changing, and a lot more depth around Duplicate and her backstory with her brother. I feel like a lot more stuff is around the building point, knowing that we're like now nearing the latter half of the end of the season. And I think like this is the least amount of episodes. This is not the least amount of episodes. I think they always clear around like eight episodes, like season 2. Just like season 2. So hopefully we end with a big shocker like they usually do, because I feel like this was a bit more of a changing point than season 2, especially building over to possibly one of the most impactful parts of the comics. But how you guys feel about Invincible season 3? I've been hearing mixed reaction, but I still feel engagement going on. But that's all I got. Subscribe, like, share, and comment for more. That's it from me.